The man who was afraid of tomorrow. Until tomorrow finally arrived. There is a silent disease. It doesn't show up on an X-ray. Doctors can't remove it with surgery. Medicine can't cure it. Yet millions of people wake up with it every single morning. It whispers before you open your eyes. What if you lose your job? What if you fail? What if everything falls apart? It steals your sleep, your confidence, your peace, without ever touching your body. Its name is the fear of tomorrow. And this is the story of a man who spent nearly 15 years running from a future that never happened, until one ordinary phone call forced him to face the only future he couldn't escape. Michael Turner was 36 years old. He lived in a quiet suburb outside Chicago. He had a stable job, a loving wife, a 6-year-old daughter who believed her father could fix absolutely anything. From the outside, his life looked perfect. Neighbors admired him, co-workers respected him, friends envied him. But appearances can lie, because every single night, long after everyone else had fallen asleep, Michael sat alone in the dark, refreshing his bank account, checking the news, reading articles about recessions, layoffs, economic collapse, artificial intelligence replacing jobs, housing crashes, wars, disease. He convinced himself he was being prepared. But preparation slowly became obsession. He stopped taking vacations. They're too expensive. He stopped buying birthday gifts. We should save the money. He cancelled family dinners, sold his motorcycle, ignored invitations from friends. Even when his daughter begged him to visit Disneyland, he always gave the same answer. Maybe next year. But next year never came, because every year there was another reason to wait. Another disaster he believed was just around the corner, another tomorrow to fear. His wife, Sarah, noticed the change long before he did. "You don't laugh anymore," she told him one evening. Michael smiled politely. "I'm just tired." But he wasn't tired. He was trapped. Not by debt, not by failure, not by bad luck, by possibilities. Things that might happen, things that probably wouldn't. Things that only existed inside his own imagination. And little by little, those imaginary fears became more powerful than his real life. Then, on a cold November morning, his phone rang. One call, less than 30 seconds, and everything he had feared for 15 years suddenly became meaningless, because the future he had been preparing for wasn't the future that actually arrived.